analysts and statisticians are saying it's about to happen. It's imminent. This is the year. 2023 is the year it will happen. Tesla's percentage of the electric vehicle auto market in the US is set to decline at a rapid pace, at a pace never seen before. And frankly, they're saying that, well, everyone invested in Tesla should be very alarmed. It's going to happen very soon. Here's my take on that claim. In the last 2 months, electric vehicle registrations are up nearly 60% in the United States. However, something is happening. Is the empire striking back? Or is this just a temporary surge? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Great to have all the new subscribers coming on board recently. Welcome to all of you guys and welcome back everyone else. We do have a Facebook group, which a lot of people here who watch the channel are very involved with. I post things routinely. And if you want any advice or you want to actually find out what's happening there, I'll put a link in the description below. Electric vehicle registrations in the United States are up 60% as Tesla's rivals are, well, they are sort of turning up the pressure a little bit. Legacy automakers and non-Tesla startups saw a 71% surge in electric vehicle registrations in September. Tesla vehicles, meanwhile, rose 50% during that period, according to data from Experian Automotive. Clearly, Tesla has parlayed first mover advantage into a massive, and I mean enormous lead in the auto industry in electric vehicle sales. And realistically here, right? As far as I know, there are no other automakers in the US right now making EVs at a profit. If I've missed someone, let me know. Let me know who that is, because I don't think there is anyone. But they could be soon. It's possible. However, that said, in terms of actual sales, the empire is beginning to strike back with a battalion of competitively priced and spec'd electric vehicle models. What's this all going to lead to? Well, one thing is certain, and I've been predicting this for a long time, even though many of you, and I'm, to be honest, kind of sick of hearing this nonsense, claim that electric vehicles continue to increase in price. I mean, look how much a Tesla Model S was 5 years ago, guys. Come on, pay attention. However, what will happen is certain. Electric vehicle prices are going to come down massively over the next 5 years. I absolutely guarantee it. Now, automakers have introduced nearly 15 electric vehicle models in the US since the beginning of 2021, with 8 launched this year, according to EV subscription startup Autonomy. There's going to be at least another 50 launched within the next 5 years. The Conga line of new vehicles is putting pressure to some degree on Tesla, which saw its share of new vehicle registrations slide 2.8 percentage points to 65.4% through September, according to data from Experian Automotive. Now, I want to make it very clear. I do not believe Tesla is under real pressure in the United States. They are in China because, frankly, there's like 100 other electric vehicle manufacturers willing to sell their EVs at a loss to try and compete. It's crazy, but they are willing to do that. But I don't see that happening in the US anytime soon. However, while Tesla dominates the segment, its year-over-year registrations did grow 50% in the year's first 9 months. And they're about to do something which no one is talking about. In fact, no one. I mean, literally no one's talking about this. No one. Electric, Inside EVs, Tesla Variety, Clean Technica, numerous different electric sources don't seem to be recognizing and don't seem to realize why Tesla just sent 200 employees from China to the US and what implications this will have. They are significant. In fact, I am shocked that no one seems to be recognizing what's about to happen in the United States at Freemont. It's enormous. It's so big that my brain is just like going, whoa, why? Do you guys not see what's about to happen to you? I'll put a link in the description below to the video I made about that. In contrast, legacy automakers though, and non-Tesla startups saw a 71% surge in EV registrations through September, with 183,750 registrations among 22 brands. But when you've got a small base, getting that kind of increase, 72%, it's a good result, just not as impressive as what it looks because the base is pretty small. Now, when Tesla's percentage of auto market, electric vehicle market, hits 50%, which it inevitably will, well, then an increase in 72% from the competition, once we're looking at big numbers, will actually be a lot more significant. Based on the current sales trajectory and new introductions from legacy automakers like GM and Ford, Autonomy predicts Tesla's share of EV sales in the US will drop just below 50% in the first quarter of 2023 and fall to 40% by the end of next year. Do I agree with them? Absolutely not. I think that is absolute malarkey, baloney, complete and utter nonsense. Will Tesla's share fall eventually to 40%? Yeah, it definitely will. By the end of next year, zero chance of that happening. Overall, EV registrations climbed 57% year over year to 530,577. Through September, EVs accounted for a record 5.2% share of US light vehicle total registrations, compared with 2.8% a year ago. But actually, it's higher than that. If you look at the September and October, it looks like EV registrations in the US are closer to 10% for those 2 months. Now, Ford is saying that they're the second biggest electric vehicle manufacturer in the US, and they might have been in October, but so far this year, Hyundai Motor Group has the number 2 spot in their US EV horse race. Through September, the South Korean automaker reported 46,600 new registrations of EVs across its Kia, Hyundai, and Genesis brands, accounting for a combined 9% market share. Ford reported 38,000 new registrations, or a 7% share, fueled by demand for the Mustang Mach-E. The electric crossover had 28,100 registrations, making it the third best-selling EV in the US in September. Now, you can obviously guess who was in first and second place. It's pretty clear: Model Y, Model 3. Hyundai Motor Group has peppered the market with electric vehicles across its 3 brands, catering to multiple price ranges, whereas Ford offers a crossover pickup and van. But their sales have absolutely stalled in the last few months. I'm curious, Hyundai, Kia, guys, what's going on? Production, number of sales in the US have gone down. Could that be thanks to the electric vehicle tax incentives being removed from Hyundai and Kia? Possibly. Now, we're going to see next year where the real demand lies. I think the results will be very different next year than what people realize. Why? Remember, the results this year are completely skewed against Tesla. That's the truth. It doesn't matter how you want to view the company. Objectively speaking, the results are completely skewed this year. The reason being, Tesla's vehicles have not qualified for the tax credits. Other brands, almost all of them, have qualified, right? Simply because Tesla sold too many EVs already, so they've already eaten up all their credits. But that will change. There'll be an even playing field, which actually might not be even. It might in fact favor Tesla next year. Tesla might get more credits per vehicle sold than other brands. So these numbers from Experian, I don't believe when they make these predictions and say this was what will happen in 2023, I don't believe they're actually looking at the reality here. We're going from an uneven playing field where Tesla had a disadvantage this year. Next year, they'll likely have an advantage. No question that will affect the market. No question production at Freemont that no one is actually recognizing is about to dramatically change will also affect these numbers. The 40% number, in my opinion, means they did not do their research at all. Period. It's embarrassing that they even said that. Now, Ford's typically conservative approach to new markets has placed it behind its South Korean rival, said Auto Forecast Solutions Vice President Sam Furani. But Ford is planning big investments in multiple plants with a more diverse portfolio, preparing it well for the mid-decade market, Furani said. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Now, I should point out, though, I did just make a video an hour ago showing you that Ford is lobbying against the US government and Joe Biden, trying to get him to change the rules of the IRA because Ford manufactures most of the parts in its EVs outside of North America and wants to continue doing so because it's cheaper for them to do that. And its mineral supply chain. It has concerns it won't qualify for the electric vehicle tax credits for many years to come unless the IRA is changed. So that could affect sales of Ford electric cars over the next few years. However, when it comes to luxury vehicles, well, Tesla dominates not only EVs, but the entire luxury segment in the US, regardless of fuel type. And its new vehicle registrations from January through September increased from 230,780 a year ago to 346,827. And that's all without the EV incentives that other manufacturers were getting. Meanwhile, new registrations for BMW, last year's luxury segment leader, fell by 10% to 236,000. Now, it's very, very clear that 10% went from one company to another. Now, maybe not every single one, right? But pretty close. Clearly, you can see that figure represented in Tesla's increase and BMW's decrease. I think Tesla will very soon become also the #1 luxury vehicle seller in Germany, beating BMW. By the end of next year, I think it's almost a guarantee, if you look at the current trajectory of Tesla in Germany, that that'll happen there as well, which is, you've got to say, something that people at BMW would have to be a little bit alarmed about. Be a bit embarrassing. Imagine that being front page news in Germany, right? However, strong demand for BMW electric models already on the market, including the i4 compact sedan and the iX midsize crossover, helped lift the brand's third quarter sales by 3.2% over the prior year. So BMW said about, when I started this channel about 18 months ago, they literally said, the CEO, Oliver Zips, said, there's no demand for EVs. I made a video about that. The media said, you got to be kidding us, right? You're joking. And he said, no, I'm serious. There's no demand for EVs. And the media said, why? Why are you saying that? He said, because, well, no one's buying the i3. The BMW i3, right, was incredibly overpriced. It was the most expensive car in the world at the time for the actual range that it offered. And yeah, ranges and everything, but the reality is that car, for what you got, it was just ridiculously priced. So BMW thought, we make a subpar EV, no one wants to buy it, or the sales are very low for that car, therefore there's no demand for EVs. Fortunately, they've come to their senses to some degree over the past 18 months and changed their tune. That said, BMW, well, they do say, and they still maintain to this day, that the fuel source of the future is hydrogen. They say that hydrogen vehicles in the future, at some point, I don't know when, they don't know when either, will be the dominant vehicle type. Now, I think that is just absolute Disney fanciful nonsense. But anyway, I believe they think that because they've invested into it, and so they want it to be true. Same thing with Toyota. Mercedes-Benz saw a 4% drop to 204,000 vehicle registrations. Lexus, though, they are getting annihilated by Tesla. Their sales fell 20% to 201,000, according to Experian. And that's not likely to change. I mean, BMW is in a better position than Lexus. At least their EVs are not too bad. Lexus EVs, they're just junk. They're just, come on. They basically rebadged a BZ4X and called it a Lexus. And the car in itself is subpar already. But the fact that they've rebadged it, trying to sell it for what, 30% more, the same car, nothing's really different to it. That's not going to work. If you want to see my video on Lexus's 2 electric vehicle models that you can get in the US, I'll put a link in the description below. Winners and losers. 4 of the 5 most registered EVs in September were Tesla crossovers and sedans. The Model Y crossover and Model 3 sedan led in EV registrations, of course, accounting for 57% of total registrations in September. Model Y registrations increased 30% from the prior year. Model 3 registrations surprisingly rose 46%. However, Mustang Mach-E registrations grew at a faster rate than both Tesla models through September, increasing 59% from a year ago. That said, Mach-E registrations this year have been disappointing overall for the entire year. They haven't increased by very much at all compared to last year. The Hyundai brand's Ioniq 5 crossover, which of course is an excellent electric car, had 18,202 new registrations so far this year and accounted for 3.4% market share of the US EV market. After 9 months on the market, the Kia EV6 has a 3.2% share with 17,000 new registrations. But unfortunately, the Kia has just increased the price by a huge amount, by about $9,000 for the base model, plus it no longer qualifies for EV incentives. So that means the price difference now is about $13,000. It's a big difference. Brands losing pace in the EV race this year include Chevrolet, which saw a 16% drop to 21,580 new registrations so far this year. while Volkswagen had an 8.5% decline to 11,000 registrations. Now, isn't it weird that no one's reporting on that Volkswagen decline in EV registrations in the US? There's quite a few Volkswagen brand fans, which surprisingly still exist even after Dieselgate, but they seem to be skewing people's perceptions of what's actually really going on at Volkswagen, and I'll have a video on that very soon. The biggest losers were Jaguar, which cratered 71% to just 292 new registrations, and Porsche, which decreased 23% to 5,664. Seems that demand for their electric Taycan has gone down a fair bit. I made a video as well reporting on the death of the Jaguar I-Pace, their electric car. As you can see, it's down 71%, 292 registrations for the entire year. That vehicle, yeah, it's died. It's going to, I don't know, wherever EVs go when they die, some sort of EV cemetery. And frankly, I suggest don't buy one. There's much, much better choices out there. If you want to see my video about that, I'll put a link in the description below. Thank you, my friends, for watching. Let me know, what do you think? Am I right? Am I right? Am I wrong? What do you think on next year? 40% decline from 66% this year of EV market share for Tesla down to 40% next year. I think by then next year, we'll still be looking at about 55% market share for Tesla. That's my prediction. Let me know. What are your thoughts on that, though? Have a great day. Bye-bye.